Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's 3 minutes past the hour on this 10th day of July. Yours truly, Joe Dupree in the building. 100 BLK, the Black Station. You can catch me on all these social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, all that at the JDMS. On YouTube, we are at 100 BLK Media. It is another episode of hashtag Truth Be Told /JD Live. You know, I'm never in here by myself. Never, never, never. On this Turn Up Thursday, turn down for what? I've got the CEO of Pimpin' Positivity as she reigns on her throne in the queendom of You're Welcome. That's the name of the queendom. You're welcome. Because in being thankful, there has to be a response. And that response is, you're welcome. It is my girl. You know her from her very own podcast, In the Passenger Seat with Alethea. She has her own digital magazine, but she is always pimping positivity. It's coming to hard copy real soon. You got so much going on. You know it from J Hud. Y'all put your hands together. Put your hands together. Put your hands together and give a big round of applause for none other than my girl, Alethea Crimmins, who is in the building. Good morning, Alethea.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
I feel like I'm finally shaking back. So
got the shake back.
Yes.
Got the shake back. All right. You shook back.
I feel like it finally.
Finally. Okay. It
How
is
you
a
doing
Thursday.
this morning?
It is a Thursday. And not only are Alethea and myself in here, but we always be adding folks into the equation. So y'all put it together down in sunny Miami, Florida. Brother Bowtie is in the building. Brother Bowtie, good morning, my brother. How you doing this morning?
All is well. Good morning, everybody. I'm happy you
Fresh
said
to
beautiful
death.
Miami, because you know it'd be hard for Miami people to explain to people that Miami is not part of Florida. So I'm happy that you said beautiful Miami.
Okay, come on now. Come on now.
He sound like them people from New Orleans. That say New Orleans is not part of Louisiana. But where y'all part of? Because we need to know.
We part of the United States. We just not part of Florida.
Hold on.
Got you. Okay.
See, some places are so special. They have their own aura. That's why I tell people, if you go to Miami is one of the places, and New Orleans is another. You're going to the city, you're going to the state, you're going to the country and the continent, better known as Miami.
So is that why everything in Miami is so expensive?
Nah, I think that might be the reason why. I ain't never think about it, but I think everything in Miami is pretty much expensive because people overrate it. I've been born and raised there, so I think the cost of living and the things that they do to raise prices is kind of crazy. But most of the time, they take advantage of the tourists. So just an FYI, this is free game. So the local Miami people, or the local black, should I say, we don't go on South Beach. We don't like South Beach.
Kind of like the locals in New Orleans don't hang around the
where y'all go because I need to go where y'all go.
Okay, so we have our own little spots that we go to throughout Miami, whether it be in Miami Gardens, which is the largest black city in the state of Florida. And then we have places like Haulover Beach. We prefer to go to Haulover Beach than South Beach. Now, Haulover Beach don't have no clubs, but Haulover Beach allows us to do whatever we want to do. We also have Crandon Beach, or Virginia Beach, which was the first black beach in the state of Florida. Pretty much we do whatever we want to do. We can bring the DJs, we could drink liquor, you know, we can smoke cigars. But on South Beach, you can't bring liquor bottles, you can't drink, you can't smoke. So they enforce a lot of rules and regulations. So we go where we know we can be ourselves.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. 7 minutes. 7 minutes past
knowledge.
The hour. 7 minutes past the hour.
You are looking fresh to death this morning.
He do that every morning. Wait a minute. He do that every. That's a regular. That's a regular.
Yeah, like so you always dressed like this?
I got to market myself. I have my own bow tie company and my own cigar company. So the best thing I can do is market myself every day.
Yes,
That part. And we're
I
going to
love
talk
it.
about that. We're going to talk about that coming up. So we got Alethea Crimmins, Brother Bowtie. Last but not least, got to bring in that conscious. Oh, yeah. The
Miss
celebrity, the life strategist, the therapist, the author, Sister Jax is in the building. Good morning, Sister Jax. How you doing on this morning?
What's up, family? I'm doing well. My heart is a little achy. The city of Newark, we're under attack, spiritually under attack. We had another shooting last night. A young 15-year-old was shot. Monday, we actually have a funeral service for a 14-year-old girl that was shot. And there's another, I believe she's 15-year-old girl fighting for her life now as well that was shot. The two shootings with the females were from, a partner, right? So it's so disheartening. I was at a Brick City Peace Collective meeting last night, and there's a lot going on, not only in the city of Newark, but in a lot of other places as well. So this, intimate partner violence and these young men shooting these young women shooting or fighting these young men, we definitely have to do something about it because domestic violence is real, and domestic violence is becoming so much more prevalent amongst our youth. So what do y'all think about that? Why do you guys think it's so much more domestic violence amongst our youth? If you don't mind me just jumping into it.
I mean, that's a good thing. And I was going to go there. So let me start off by saying, first of all, our prayers and our condolences to all the victims, not only in Newark, especially in Newark now, because you feel like the city is under siege, but Black and brown folks have been under siege in the area of domestic violence, period, for the longest. Now, this is the craziest thing. They try to cliché-ishly put out there Black on Black crime.
Mm-hmm.
Crime is crime. And believe it or not, because we are lesser of the population than some folks, I don't know why they emphasize it's Black on Black crime, because there is white on white crime. There's Hispanic on Hispanic crime. There's Latino on Latino crime. There is women on women crime, men on men crime, and vice versa. We live in a violent country in violent times.
Mm-hmm.
And sadly, it has been perpetuated that violence is okay. You see it in the news. You see it everywhere. And a lot of these folks come from single parent homes where, let's just be honest, the moment you see your own mother or father be abused physically, it kind of rationalizes in your head to say, they did it to my mom, they did it to my dad, I can do it too, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
And sadly, we sometimes, and we don't have enough time with it, it's 11 minutes past the hour, but we really got to get to a place where we start understanding the mental health of our people. Absolutely. And drilling down to understand that what we do is being watched by the little ones. So if you acting ratchet and you got a little one watching you from the time that they were born to the time they get old enough to understand what's going on, watching you be ratchet, how else are they going to be but what they see?
That's right. And you know what, Joe? We have to let our kids know that love does not hurt. Nobody is to put their hands on, girl is supposed to put their hands on no man or boy, and vice versa. And the sad part about it is, quite often we see, maybe whether it be our kids, grandkids, little cousins, nieces, nephews, whatever, play fighting with these little boys. I could drive down a block and see some little girl hugged up on some boy. Now they play fighting and all this and that. That play fighting ish is not okay, because it leads to something even greater. And when you speak about the even Hispanic population, we discovered last night during the Brick City Peace Collective meeting that a lot of, like in Newark, we're broken up into wards, right? So there's two wards that are predominantly Hispanic. It's the East Ward and the North Ward. But what's happening is there is a lot of DV going on there as well. However, it is not being reported. Why? Because when they show up to go to court for DV, guess who's sitting there? ICE. So once it's done with, ICE now swoops in and takes whoever they can take. So now they're afraid to report it. So there's a lot going on. And like I said, we are spiritually under attack. And these kids, domestic violence amongst our youth is getting out of control. For a teenage boy to be mad at his girlfriend and shoot and kill her, another teenage girl, like, that's ridiculous. So big ups and prayers to Kayla Spivey Tutt and her family. Her funeral service will be on Monday in Newark, New Jersey, and all the other kids around the world that are battling this. And as parents, we got to set better examples. We have to do better.
So
Alethea, talk
yes,
to me because I know you're in that space. You have worked in the school system
and
with them at
that's where.
pre-K and
Mhm.
kindergarten. So talk to me. And once again, I think a lot of this is perpetuated at young ages. We just don't know how putting them in front of these devices, putting them in
Yes,
certain situations to see certain things. You know, you are. Talk to me, Alethea. Just talk to me.
that's where the standpoint that I wanted to come from. Now, I know that I would do it in my classroom because I saw the need for it. But a lot of times, the reasons that we have this violence with youth is because we are not teaching our youth how to effectively communicate with
That's
each
right.
other.
Mhm.
Mm,
So that is a skill that is not being taught. Whenever we were growing up, those skills were taught to us, like social skills, home ec, different things like that, that got us prepared for what was to come. We do not have that anymore. So if you don't know how to communicate, the first thing that you want to do is hit. It's very much like a toddler that does not know how to express themselves
Mhm.
verbally. They want to hit, bite, scratch, because that is the only thing that they know how to do when they get angry, because they don't know how to put it into words because that's no longer being taught. So
That's right.
I do feel like, as far as teachers go and as parents go, we need to effectively teach our children how to communicate and let them know, yes, I would let my kids know all the time in my classroom, it is okay for you to be angry, even if you are angry at me. Let me know, so that we can talk it out.
Mhm.
mm.
And these were pre-K kids, and they were like, we can be mad at you. Sometimes they don't know that they have permission to have those feelings.
Absolutely.
So I would give them permission to be upset, permission to feel this way. Okay, so now that you do feel this way, let's talk it out. So
That's
this
right.
way they learn these things. Now that's not being taught. So all they know is, when I get angry, my first reaction is not to speak, is to put my hands on you, because that's all I know.
That's right. And you know what, Lethea, great points. But look at the irony of it, right? Our people are so jacked up in a lot of ways. So when you think about it, when they're in pre-K and kindergarten and first grade, what do we communicate to the kids if the boy hits the girl? Oh, he
Yep,
liked you, right? Oh,
yep,
he likes you. Oh, he
yep.
got a crush on you. So what message is
Yes.
that sending these little kids if we're saying he hit you, he's chasing you around because he likes you? So I think there's such a disconnect spiritually with this whole
Hmm.
domestic violence, with this whole violence piece, right? So when you look at the whole dating aspect, what's happening is many times, even when kids are in second, third grade, oh, the grandma comes by or the auntie, who's your little boyfriend? Who you got a crush on? Now you're kind of perpetuating this, lasciviousness and this lust spirit in these little kids. And now they're growing up not knowing how to effectively communicate. Their brains aren't fully developed. They're getting into situations with boys and girls that they should not be involved in, and they don't know how to cope. They don't know how to process. And now all of a sudden, when things don't go their way or they feel
Yes.
offended, now they're lashing out because they're already taught, oh, is that your little girlfriend? Is that your little boyfriend? Oh, so we have to like shut it down and not perpetuate or gaslight the whole situation and really teach our kids something different.
I would
And
like to do the
oh,
go ahead, Alethea. Go ahead.
we live in a world now where everybody is so easily offended. Like
Yes.
we live in a hyper sensitive world where you can't tell me anything, because then I feel attacked. No, everything is not an attack. Now, even if your criticism is constructive, it's still taken as you are trying to harm me. You are trying to hurt me, but they're not taught what that is. So they now feel like everything is an attack. So our children, they don't have that thick skin that they're able to take on certain
Yeah.
things and know when something is criticism and when you're actually being under
That's right.
attack. They
These
don't
kids
know
are
what the
they're
difference
they're
is.
highly sensitive, and then they're also hypersexualized. Right?
Yes.
They're hypersexual. So there's an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Now, if we take it back to
Wh-
spirituality and pump the brakes on some stuff instead of thinking that it's okay, everything is not okay. I don't give a damn if you feel a certain way about this or that, whatever. Everything is not okay. So once we get to the core of it, that's when we could really, peel the layers back and really help and support these kids and help and support these families, because it's all about the family. Every civilized nation, every powerful nation is built off of solid families. All this baby mama, baby daddy, sex with this one, sex with that one, girlfriend over here, boyfriend over there. Like, no, and that's obviously not working for us. It's destroying our communities.
It
So
is.
it's 19 minutes past the hour. We're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that. Scholar, I know you're just ready to say something, but we're going to come back to it.
Mhm.
And here's why. I need to bring somebody on right quick. I need to bring somebody on. You see him and right there at the BET Awards. It is my dog. Listen, y'all, I done told you this whole thing, we're going to give you 1 hour of power, and we're going to bring in some folks to show you some love. So I see him in the green room. He's out there rolling, doing his thing. Let me bring him on. There you go. Ado Soul. What's up,
happening?
baby?
What's going
What's
on,
happening?
man?
So look, man, I'm gonna make it brief, short, and quick. This brother here can sing. Period. So Ado, I know you getting ready to do a show, man, down in New Orleans. I know you on the road right now, and I want you to pay attention to the road because I don't want nothing to happen. So just tell
Yeah.
everybody about the show you got coming up and some of your new music. Hit it, brother.
Awesome. What's going on, everybody? I'm Ado Soul. I'm super excited to be here with y'all. Y'all was talking about some good stuff. Just real quick, I just want to throw that in there. Um, but I got a show coming up. It's gonna be my listening party for my album that we just finished with the band. It's called Taste of the Tribe. So we're throwing an immersive listening experience where we're going to have a few people come up in the city, a few well-known locals in the city to come up. We'll perform with the band. We're going to do a few originals with the band. It's going to be on the 12th, Saturday at 7 o'clock. So if anybody's in the New Orleans area, or if you're not in the New Orleans area, if you want to come out and just come jam with us, make sure y'all come out and jam with us.
And
But
where would this be?
it'll be at
Where's
the
the venue
Royal
at?
Frenchman Hotel, right on Frenchman
Okay.
Street.
Okay.
So
So
you guys,
I'm not
Ado,
gonna
anybody in the
have to
city,
make
you'll
my
find.
way.
Oh yeah, come through there. I'll
A
make sure I
taste of
give
the
you a
tribe.
VIP.
Wait. I love that. A taste of the tribe, you said?
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
That's
Right.
dope. Tell us about that real quick. Where did that name come from?
right.
A Taste of the Tribe. So the name of the album is A Taste of the Tribe. The name comes from the band's name is Ado Soul and the Tribe. So the tribe is my family.
Okay.
These are people that I've known growing up over the years, becoming a man. Some of these people I went to school with, and we've kept our connection strong and going over the years. And we've gotten together collectively to put out this project. And like I said, like it's my family, and it really starts with my immediate family. My daughters. I have 5 daughters. I have 1 son, and my wife. But they all made the project. They're all on the project. So
Amen.
I
I
can't wait
love
for y'all to
that.
see. Thank you. Can't wait for y'all to see the album cover. I don't know if I sent it over to him, but I need to send it to him so y'all can take a look
Yeah.
at it. But
See, Ado, that's all right. You know, I'm
That's
gonna
dope.
roll up on you like a OG. You know, I'm gonna roll up on you. Be like, come here, Neff. Ain't you supposed to
So
be there?
how
Gave
do
Unc a few things that you didn't give him. Listen, I love this brother. Me and Ado go back so far. And once
That's
again,
right.
another rising star from this area. Y'all remember the name because just like Cupid, world class performer, world known. Ado Soul, he coming. He come world class. I'm telling you. So,
Thank you.
brother, I appreciate you. Your family got nothing but
how do we find you and follow you and all those great things? Because I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, well, my preference is for you to go to my website. It's adosoulmusic.com. And you can find all of my social media handles from there. But if you're looking specifically on like Instagram or Facebook, you can just go to Ado Soul Music. So I try to keep
Okay.
it pretty consistent. So if you type in Ado Soul Music, you'll find me on any of those streaming platforms or any of
So,
those social media platforms.
So Ado, since you're driving, man, and I'm not gonna hold you long, let me give. I just want to hear one thing. Tell me
Yep.
about that BET experience, man. As you get ready to get up
Oh
out of here, I'm gonna
man,
give you full screen, man. Tell me just a quick one about BET experience and how you just enjoyed being out there. You know, we saw you with so many celebrities, so many people just was vibing with you and believing in what you're doing. Talk to me about that BET and the BET Awards experience.
and it was an amazing experience. Just to be in the building with so many people, and not just people, but Black excellence at its finest. People that have hit milestones that, you know, a couple of years ago I could only dream about being in the same room with those people. So I think I put it up on my social media. It was from being a fan to a colleague, being in the same room, being able to wear red carpet with some of my inspirations, you know what I'm saying? So like I was on the red carpet with Mario. I met Kevin Gates out there, which was an amazing experience all in itself. I saw T.I., Tiny.
You were hanging with Candy. You were yeah,
Oh
you were
yeah,
from
yeah.
all the escape. I actually threw up the
I
picture
forgot
of
about
you
that.
hanging with Candy,
Yeah.
man.
Okay.
So Ado, look, I know you're traveling once again. The show is this Saturday. It is in the big city of New Orleans. Tell them
That's right.
once again, where is the venue at and what time do people need to start showing up?
The venue is at the Royal Frenchman Hotel, which is on Frenchman Street, which is not hard to find at all. It starts at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9 will be the immersive listening experience. From 7 to 8, going to be red carpet. So if
Okay.
anybody wants to come, make sure you come dressed to impress, because there will be professional photographers there, and we're creating something that I've seen myself and I've been a part of myself. So I want to take it to my tribe, back to my home. You know what I'm saying? So
Love it.
there
Love
will be a red carpet there. So
That's
make sure you
dope.
dress to impress.
That's amazing, Ado. Real quick before you go, like I said, I love the word tribe because I'm big on the 12 tribes, right? So
Right.
your father, what nationality is your father? Is he like West Indian, regular American, black? What is he?
Well, we do have some Native American in our blood, but he is African American. Is the most common thing that he would call himself. But we do
Identify.
have Native
So
American in our blood. Yeah.
beautiful. So according to scripture, the Native American blood, that would make you of the tribe of Gad. But if your dad classifies as regular African American black man in America, according to scripture, he is the tribe of Judah, which makes you, my brother, the tribe of Judah. So if you didn't know, you the tribe of Judah, my brother.
Yes, ma'am. I
So
know it. Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
see, all right,
The
all
lion,
right.
the lion is in the building. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Woo! I love that, my bro.
Ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen, y'all put your hands together. My man, he out there traveling. I need him to keep his eyes on the road because I know how they drive in these Louisiana streets. Ado Soul, thanks, Ado, for coming on, man. We're going to bring you back, man, where we can have more conversation, man. Be exact, one time, I'm going to come to one of his live performances. We're going to broadcast live from the performance. Unc going to be in the building, Neff. Unc
Yeah.
going to be in the building. All right, that part, let's get it. All right,
Appreciate
that's my
it.
man, Ado Soul, y'all. All right, family, it is 26 minutes past the hour. You never know who might pass through here. You never know who might pass through here. I'm just saying. Never
that's
know.
what's up.
Never
And
know.
you know what? I love it that he realizes that he's from the tribe of Judah. He already knows about the lion. So big ups, big ups.
Oh, that boy's
That's big.
serious.
Yeah, that
If
gave me the chills. That's dope.
if I had time to really have a conversation, you'll find out that you and him and your husband, y'all have more in common than y'all even know.
Wow.
Scholar.
I
It's
actually wanted to ask Mr. Ado what kind of music does he make? I recently fell in love with the music that Louisiana known for, Zydeco. I'm starting to feel the Zydeco music. I'm not liking it.
He dabbles somewhat in there, but he's really more soul,
So
neo
okay,
soul, Afro beats, and also the traditional type of what I call New Orleans jazz soul
jazz. Got you.
that gives you that feeling that you in grand old New Orleans.
Got you. Gotcha.
Ado has did some work, and I didn't get a chance because when a guy's driving like that,
Yeah,
I'm
he's
telling you,
driving. Yeah, for sure.
I am precautious on how I interview. But Ado has done work with guys like PJ Morton, for example. Has been he's really one of the emerging stars, and very good friend of mine. And I'm blessed that he came on, took a few minutes just to jump in. Speaking about jumping in, I see in the green room the prophet Elijah, the sports prophet. That's gonna be his new name on here, the sports prophet Elijah, with 2 tablets in his hand, sandals on his feet, making this excursion across the land. Is in the green room relaxing. So we got about 2 minutes until sports. But listen, that conversation that we were just having after sports, we're going to come back and revisit it. Here's why. I posted something last night, and I always try to pre-post some of my early morning posts because I want to kind of go to sleep. And then I said, okay, this is how I believe things need to go toward the day. But I posted, breathe. This is my post from this morning. Breathe. You're going to be okay. Remember, you've been to this place before, or you've been in this place before, and you survived. Sometimes, family, no matter what we're dealing with, no matter what we're going through, no matter how situations and circumstances look, you got to just breathe. See, too many of us, let me raise my hand because I'm guilty of this. Too many of us make permanent decisions over temporary emotion. Message. Before we go into sports, I want y'all just to take a minute, breathe, and understand you've been here before. The word says, this word says that there's nothing new under the sun. You've been here before. You survived it then, you can survive it now.
That's right. With
that being said, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. He is the anointed, appointed prophet of sports information.
You better be talking good about the Dolphins.
He better say something.
Joe, bring him on in.
Let me bring him on in. There he is.
Smooth.
Elijah.
Smooth.
The waves be flowing. Nixon. What up, Elijah? What's happening? Good morning.
What's going on? I have nothing bad to say about the Dolphins, brother. I have nothing bad to say about the Dolphins. Good morning,
I
Alicia.
love the
Good
Dolphins.
morning,
I love the Dolphins. I love the Dolphins. Y'all my best friends right now. Y'all got anybody else? I'll take Tua if y'all want to give them up.
Actually, they trying to trade him now.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a 4-way trade. I believe he might be going to the Browns or the Steelers. I'm talking. Go ahead, Elijah. Do your job.
No, go ahead, man. I like this. Hold on, I like that. No, I was gonna continue with based off of yesterday's conversation because it's some new information I want to bring in, of course, with Dion put to the podium yesterday.
Come on, talk to me.
But for what Tennessee did again, and what Nico Iamaleava did for him to go to UCLA, and his parent or his dad, who allegedly was the mastermind behind it all, trying to get out and trying to make some more money, $4 million a year, just to make sure his family was straight, which I get. Some people last ride is in college, but I also know that holding out in college isn't the best thing in the world either. So, him and Nico Iamaleava and his brother Madden, who transferred from Arkansas to go to UCLA right after to get some more NIL money. Nico's going to hit the podium these next coming weeks just to talk. I don't know. I personally feel like he should let it die down.
Right. Because that wasn't a good business decision. Let's just, okay, if Alethea, and I took Jax had to go somewhere for a second, but we'll bring her back in. But if Alethea or Jax was this young man's mother, let's just be real about this, Elijah. This man said, I'm leaving the University of Tennessee. Now, I love Tennessee. I'm very hurt that he left the University of Tennessee. But if you're going to leave me for better. Don't leave me for worse. That's the problem I have in this whole equation. I don't care where the young man went to. He could have went to the University of Timbuktu. But if you're going there, go for better. Because when you sit down and tell me I left more money for less money, and I left a championship program for a program that has not seen a championship ever? I'm like, what's wrong with you?
You ain't lying.
This might be his last ride, though, Joe. You know, as Elijah said, like, this is some of these players, like, and they realizing, like, college is their last professional sport that they're going to play.
Listen, brother Bowtie, I get that. However, listen, okay, if it is your last ride, okay, let's say this is my last ride. Oh, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, Scholar. If it is my last ride, why don't I go out with more money than less money? I'm still confused because I think at the core of this, what Elijah is saying, and I'm going to say it best. Sometimes your mom and dad getting in your business is going to mess your business up. I'm sorry.
I wanted to say
I
that.
can't hear y'all. I took my headphones off, but I just had to say that.
I wanted to say that, but as a single father, I didn't want no father to look bad. But I think the dad made the worst decision for them, for both his sons overall. I think the dad trying to live through his sons, you know, like if he can make it that far, then like let them do whatever they want to do.
And more people, brother Bowtie, make that mistake. They vicariously try to live through their children, not understanding their children are living in times that they have not lived in. So the problem is we had Encyclopedia Britannica and we had National Geographic, and the world is at their fingertips. The world is at their fingertips.
You know what that is?
Oh my God.
See,
damn, I'm old, right?
See, but that's the point. So then if I try to take Elijah back to the 70s and the 80s when I was a kid and try to bring him up in the standards that I grew up in, we mixing two worlds. It's wrong. At the end of the day.
What year were you born, Prophet?
Right.
1995.
Oh yeah, he don't know nothing about what? He said what?
No. I was in my first year of college.
What is
when
that?
You were born. You could be my damn child, boy.
No, like for real. So he don't know nothing about that.
I was about to start singing "Good Times." I thought that's where we were going with that one. I thought we were going to start singing that.
So Elijah,
don't worry, I was only 9 in 95.
All right, cool.
Oh my God, dang! I'm
the only silver fox here. But hold on,
I was a teenager, so I was in high school in '95.
Oh my, Joe. So look, it looked like we elders over here, Joe.
We are, and that's why I'm about to make an elderly move 35 minutes past the hour. So Elijah, when Nico goes to the podium, what are you expecting as a sports analyst, a sports reporter? What do you see as a person who reports on sports on a daily basis on a TV station? Now, brother Elijah is on TV doing sports in the great state of Tennessee, in Knoxville, home of the University of Tennessee Volunteers. Tell me what you are expecting, or what would you want Nico to say to maybe make the people of Tennessee feel some type of way, where they'll be like, hey, it's going to be all right. Talk to me.
Personally, I feel like maturity has to lead this discussion, because if you're going to talk about some stuff on the podium, reporters are going to ask you some hard-hitting questions. Now, some of them are going to try to trip you up into saying something that can be a good soundbite that they're going to use for years from now. And some people are going to be like, look, what is it? Like, what was it? And I hope that he answers the question in the sense of saying, you know what, I just wanted to go home, because California is home. I hope that he just clears it up and say, I just wanted to go home, and say that basically, if I would do the whole situation all over again. But if he wants to be on the other side and say that maybe Josh Heupel, the head coach for University of Tennessee, his offense wasn't for me, he can. I don't know, but I just hope that he just say, maybe I wanted to go home and I didn't handle it the right way. I wish that the media is going to play it however you wanted to play it. But I hope he just handle it with maturity, because at the end of the day, he is the quarterback. He's the helm of that team, and he's going to take that team as far as they can go. I don't know what UCLA limit is, but at the same time, you're only as good as what your leader could get you to. And if he shows some maturity, then that would show, like, UCLA Bruin fans, hey, we got our guy. And it would probably show Tennessee fans that, listen, we probably could forgive him, but not right now. But we'll probably forgive him later on down the line, and just be mature about this whole situation.
And let's be honest about this. And this is something you and I can know as sports analysts. You know, a lot of folks don't know I was the director of programming for ESPN radio here in Louisiana for years. There may come a day that Nico is still with UCLA and they play Tennessee. And that's going to be the tale of the two cities right there. Just like I don't forgot the name Clausen, wasn't it?
Jimmy Clausen.
Clausen left LSU and went to Tennessee, and everybody, you ain't gonna do nothing. And then Tennessee played LSU at LSU and beat the brakes off of it. So ain't nothing better than if I leave you, go somewhere else, and you tell me what I ain't gonna do, but I come back and I beat the brakes off of you.
Now this is what leads me to my next point with Deion. Deion basically got on the podium yesterday and was saying, you know, as their media day was yesterday, he was saying that salary cap should be something in college football. And I kind of agree with that. Don't get me wrong. NIL was something that Ohio State, the national champions of last year, reportedly spent $20 million to have that team. Now they did get transferred to Georgia. They got a freshman receiver did very well. The quarterback did pretty decent. The running back, so on and so forth. But they spent nearly $20 million in NIL money to get that team. And Deion's saying that, hey, I'm in Colorado. We don't get that luxury as much, but I feel like it should be a cap so it could be even playing field. Now, I want to know, what do y'all feel like? What y'all feel about?
I love Deion, my dude, but Elijah, let me say this. Just because you ain't got what other folks got don't mean all of a sudden you want to start cutting folks. Because if you were at one of them other schools, you wouldn't be talking like that. So let me say the following. With this NIL stuff. First, let's just be real about it. In every state, Florida, Tennessee, New Jersey, Louisiana, the highest paid state official in the states I just mentioned, Louisiana, Florida, Tennessee, and New Jersey, the highest paid state official is not the governor, is not the legislator. It ain't nobody but the head football coach of the flagship state university. Period.
That's deep.
Google it. Somebody right now, oh, that can't be. It is.
I believe
It is. The highest paid state official is not your state representative. It's not your senator, not your congressman. It's not your governor. It is the head football coach or whoever is at that state university. He got that paper.
I believe it.
And family,
But
until
Joe,
we get a better understanding about that, we ain't never gonna get nowhere.
But Joe, I think Dion make a point, especially us as black. You know, we want to think about equality. You know, everybody starting off with a fair chance and a fresh start. Like, give us both a fair chance. Don't have one have the advantage. Because, you know, look at Dion when he was at the HBCU. You know, one of the main reasons why he had left Jackson State because they couldn't compete with Colorado, far as like with the money. Now you telling Colorado, well, I ain't gonna say Colorado, but you can't have a HBCU compete with Harvard, which is like the school with the most money in the entire United States. They fighting against the president of the United States. They got so much money. But
Right.
if Harvard went out there and they really spent their money and they got all the best players, you can't expect for a HBCU or any D1 school or D2 school to compete with them because they use their money, they leverage their money, they got the best players. But we want to teach and we want everybody to be equal. We want everybody to start from the same line. You know that right now we're trying to say it's okay for the school with the money to start off 100 feet in front of the person, but they still both running a 120-yard run or something like that.
Okay, hey, and Brother Bowtie, respectfully, let me say this, and I think me and Jax can speak to this. At 42 minutes past the hour, I graduated. My bachelor's degree is from a PWI.
Mm-hmm.
My master's degree is from a HBCU. Now, let me make you laugh about something. I get a letter from my PWI every month reminding me as an alumnus of the PWI that I graduated from, I have alumni dues.
Mm-hmm.
Those alumni dues, I'm not going to say what they are far exceedingly more than the letter I get once every year or 2 years from the HBCU I graduated from, reminding me, we haven't heard from you from a while, and we have alumni dues, and you are an alumni of this great institution.
Mhm,
And
that's true.
please, my PWI doesn't say please. My PWI reminds me, you graduated this year. You received this degree. And if
That's
you
right.
went post-grad, you received this postgraduate degree. And because of the degree you received from this illustrious PWI university, you probably have achieved and got the jobs that you got.
Mm-hmm.
We're not asking you for this alumni due. We're telling you, if you want to stay on our alumni roll, you
Yep.
better send us this money, and we better get it now.
That's right.
See, once again, no offense, Brother Bowtie.
I'm listening.
The sad thing to me is, and I'm just going to back up after I say this, a business degree from a PWI is the same business degree from a HBCU. Sometimes we as a people don't put the same demands on our people that other folks put on us in order for us to rise to greatness. Like, for example, in the great state of Tennessee, you got the University of Tennessee. I promise you, the alumni dues at the University of Tennessee is totally different than the alumni dues for Tennessee State. Both great institutions, but for
Mhm.
some odd reason, we don't support our own.
Yeah.
University, hold it. Let me just, I'm not going to say the PWI I went to. I'm not going to try to throw them out there like that. Let's just say this. My PWI says if I don't pay alumni dues, I'm out. My name will not be on the roll. Let me go to my hold it. I tried one time. I forgot to pay my dues. I tried to log into the alumni portal. Couldn't do it because I wanted to get a shirt. I called the bookstore. They said, can you give us your alumni number? I gave it to them. They said, no problem. We have the shirt. We can send it to you. Then they reminded me, because your dues wasn't paid, you know, the shirt's going to cost $125. Now, if you had to pay your dues, it would only cost you $50.
Mm.
And I was like, excuse me? And she was
No.
like, yeah, I can send you the shirt. I need your credit card. It's $125. I said, I'm alumni. She said, yeah, but your dues haven't been paid. It's $50 if you're an alumni. That doesn't happen at some of our HBCUs.
HBCUs.
And
Yeah.
sadly, we've got to start holding each other accountable. So with that being said,
Mhm.
Elijah, it's 15 minutes to the top of the hour. That means I know we took a lot of your time, and you got the Malcolm X look. So
Nah, actually, I was enjoying this because Brother Bowtie was going, you was going, Jax put a
Talk
little
to me.
input.
talk to
Alicia
me,
was
brother.
like, she got me earlier. She got me earlier. So I was enjoying it, honestly.
So we're gonna keep you. You want to stay to the end for a change?
Come on, let me hear what you got.
So-
Well, wait, Joe, I wanna hear.
He's volunteering like Tennessee.
You're supposed to. Rocky Top,
Oh,
you'll
hey,
always be.
Y'all say hi to my wife. She's watching us in the chat. Hey, babe.
Hey, wifey, that's my friend. I gave her a big hug at Essence. That's my friend. Hey, wifey. Go ahead, Jax. What were you
No,
about
I
to
just
say?
want to hear what Brother Bowtie had to say. I know it was kind of a heavy conversation. I started out with this morning. Prophet Elijah, my son. But I mean, I just would love to hear, because we were talking about domestic violence, especially domestic violence amongst teenagers, you know, and trying to get into these relationships and trying to be grown, and you know, it's a lot going on. So what do you have to say about that, Brother Bowtie?
Yeah. I think we have to be conscious of what we want to allow in our community. You know, as they say, we overhype one thing. On one hand, we tell our kids, hey, somebody hit you, you pick up something you knock the hell out of. You know, that's on one side, right? On the other side, as you said earlier, oh, that little boy hit you, that little girl hit you, oh, she like you or he like you and stuff like that. And on the other hand, what we're not doing, we're not teaching our kids, and specifically our girls, that it's hard. I mean, it's wrong to hit anyone. You know, I think when we raising our kids, and most of us in here, we're kind of older. You know, when they get like 2 or 3 years old, we start popping them and let them know, all right, it's enough with that temper tantrum. All right, that's for in-house. We're not telling them the same when it goes out the house, because what end up happening is they take those temper tantrums. Say it's like they're at Nana house or they're at their auntie house, their cousin house, at daycare. The daycare not popping them. Nana sure enough ain't gonna pop them because that's Nana grandbaby. So they still having those temper tantrums. So they're not, the young boy or the young girl is not corrected to keep their hands to themselves, or they can't act crazy, or they can't act out, or they can't have a temper tantrum growing up in life. So it never get corrected. It only get corrected in house. So of course they'll follow the rules in house, but they're not following the rules, or they're not applying those same principles when it goes to daycare or Nana house at school, or even when they start dating. And other issue that we have is these phones. Our kids have access to
Yep.
some of the things that we don't want, like we don't want domestic violence. But if you look on social media, some way, somehow it's glorified some way. Sometimes it's a laughing, or it's a shared video of a young lady poking out her boyfriend tires, or keying the B word on his car, or it's okay. It's a trendy video for a young man to send. For some people to send a video of a young man spitting on his girlfriend or cussing at her, stuff like that. Or even let's look at the things that going on with Cardi B and Offset, or what's going on right now these days and stuff like that. Like it's kind of trendy. So it's like the exposure that our kids are exposed to, and the things that we're not doing to correct some of their behaviors when they grow up. Where do we leave ourselves at? But I think as they always say, charity begins at home. I often had these conversations. I raised 3 kids, but I was more hard on my sons than I was with my stepdaughter. But I told my sons what's expected, what's not expected, and I was in a domestic violence situation as well, but I my mother was part of domestic violence relationship as well too. So I knew how I wanted to be, and I knew what I wanted to prevent. And I did my best raising my sons to say, hey, dodge this. The moment a young lady started doing this, like look for the warning signs. My particular thing when it come to me, no disrespect, but whenever I date a young lady, I immediately walk away from a young lady the moment that she called me my nigga.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's
That's
like
right. Boundaries.
that's a warning sign to me. Like, no, I'm not your nigga. Like, my
That's right.
name. Like, my name as Antonio, or me as Babe Boo Bowtie. Don't get mad at me and call me nigga. Like, even when you mad at me, still call me Antonio. Still call me Babe. Still call me B, whatever name you call me. Don't degrade me, or degrade my character. So I tell my sons that that's a warning sign that this young lady will get more aggressive. And don't let her play on you like that and stuff like that. And my oldest son, he listened quite well. Now the baby,
Sister Alethea, come on now, come through.
You said, and what you said spoke volumes. It is trendy. Violence is trendy. I think it was last year or a year before. It was a huge trend on TikTok, and people even made like a dance to it. It was this rapper, and one of her lyrics was, "I don't even have to touch the chick because her baby daddy beat on her." And y'all not listening to the lyrics, and y'all making dances. I don't even have to, and I'm like, well, y'all not listening to what she's saying. I don't even have to touch the chick because her baby daddy beat on her. What? Now, as a woman, why would you think that that's okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I
you know
mean,
what? So many of them think it's okay because they have such low self-esteem. And like Elijah said, many times they grow up in households where there is domestic violence, but there's also a big upsurge we talked about as well, in regards to domestic violence. Siblings, that's still considered domestic violence, but also, especially with a lot of the immigrants in this country, whether you're, quote unquote Haitian, Jamaican, Hispanic, whatever, where or especially when you don't speak English, a lot of the children are now perpetuating domestic violence against their parents because their parents, sometimes there's a language barrier. Their parents don't have the knowledge or skills to do certain things. The weight is then put onto the kids to handle a lot of the business and to navigate the society. So now these kids are getting frustrated and angry. Like, why the hell are you putting me in a position of authority as an adult and you don't know shit? So now these kids are trying to beat on their parents as well. So that's a big issue too.
it's
And
8 minutes,
I
8 minutes,
I
8
have
minutes
seen
to
that.
the top of the hour, and let's just be real about it. I think the nail was hit on the head with Brother Bowtie, Sister Alethea, when it was said about social media and the social media influence. Listen, right now,
Yes.
if you put up a girl fight, two young
Viral.
teenage girls
Yeah.
fighting each other, that will get more views than it will if you
Viral.
put two guys fighting each other.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, they want to see them fighting to the point they tear their clothes off each other.
That's right.
The two biggest social media posts right now that get the most views, and this is by Google Analytics, is young teenage girls, mainly African American, black and brown girls fighting one another, or black and brown girls fighting white girls or other girls, and prison videos.
That's
And how in
right.
the world they getting
That-
video
that's what
footage?
I want to know.
You know,
Where
I've been
y'all getting
seeing
phones.
cats
trust me,
working out
they
in
get 'em.
prison. They had a whole prison workout video from one prison. I was like,
yes.
wait a minute, how you brothers over there just lifting weights and showing how the brothers, we don't need weights. They over there doing curls on,
Biometrics.
doing pull-ups
Yeah.
on the side of the prison.
No,
all
like
kinda-
they are even doing prison recipes. Like they and I'm just
yeah.
like,
They show you how to make hooch and one-ons and everything else.
So I'm
Yeah.
just trying to
Goulash.
hold it. Since cell phones are contraband.
Yeah.
Elijah,
I'm
like, wait, what?
Oh,
like-
what's going
I'm
on
like-
here? What?
Hey,
Elijah, like, hold on,
Elijah.
hold on,
Now
hold
you the
on.
youngest of the crew here, and I
You-
understand that
you
you
ain't
in the
never seen-
sports, but man, look, Elijah about his crack. I done told y'all gonna listen. We gonna turn on one day. I hope Elijah stay with the podcast when it happened, but you're gonna turn on one day and all you're gonna hear in the background of Elijah is dun 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 dun.
Okay.
Now, it is one thing that you what Brother Bowtie was saying though, but like the TV stuff that these kids are watching, I mean, I don't know why I need to watch Nelly and Ashanti. Like, what they got to do with my life? Like, I don't understand what they got to do with my life here. Like, I don't understand it, but they eat that stuff up and think that's what real life is.
Blueface, the baddies.
no.
Hold it.
Lo-
Right now, the baddies.
Love Island and all this other stuff.
Right.
Like what?
Right. Hold it. The baddies, the real housewives, love and hip hop. Just listen. The only reason you watching is you can't wait till the drama bust out and one of them call one of them out their name, and all of a sudden
wasting
all security
my
coming in,
brain cells.
grabbing everybody, talking about you getting this corner, you getting this corner. We have reality showed ourselves into a place that this is normal. See, dysfunctionality cannot be functionality and normal, because when you normalize it, then all of a sudden there's nothing wrong. That's why you don't do anything. You be walking down the street and you see a guy pop a girl upside the head, or she get a brick and pop him upside the head. You keep walking. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I blame Maury and I blame Jerry Springer because they started all this shit because it was Jerry and Maury, because we could not wait to find out who real baby daddy was.
That's right.
Hey, once again, the oppressor and the colonizer, they done set it off. They done set it off.
On the serious note, Joe.
Wait, now Flavor of Love got something to do with this too. Now I was a fan.
Oh yeah, true.
I was a fan of the show.
True.
Hey,
Hold
time. Shake your head. Hey.
He lied.
Only thing Flavor of Love did was prove what I always know is true and prevalent in most black and brown communities. And listen, somebody gonna get mad, but with 4 minutes at the top of the hour, this is the way I'm gonna get out of here, and this is how I'm gonna disappear when I say it. Watch this. You can look like Willie Wombat. You can look like Willie Wombat and have money, and you can get whatever you want in our community. You can look like Willie Wombat.
Joe crazy.
You can look like Willie. Hold it. You can look like Willie Wombat with a combination of roadkill sprinkled on top of you, and you can get anything you want with money when you live in our community. And sadly,
I'm just like,
that is what has. Hold it. Sadly, hold it. Watch this. I'm gonna say this on my way out. A good friend of mine, I ain't gonna say who it is, Bowtie, because you're gonna laugh. A good friend of mine just put a poll up, and he had over. Last time I checked, he had over 7,000 comments.
Wow.
And in the poll, he said, "Ladies, I need y'all to rank this from 1 to 5." And he had penis size, money, personality, character, and I think the last one was overall a good man.
Wow.
7,000 comments right now. And in the poll, 70, last time I looked, 76% of the people who had answered, what do you rank number one? Number one was money.
Money.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's
What'd you say, Brother Bowtie? You said fight the power?
normal.
But Joe, I gotta ask you this though, Joe.
Oh my God.
I gotta ask you this. I don't know what your relationship status is, things of that nature. But if you ever decide to start a flavor of Joe, listen,
Don't
I
start
want to
nothing.
be a judge. I don't want nothing else to be a judge. I just want to be a
Don't
judge.
start
of
nothing.
Joe. I don't want nothing else. You know what?
Don't start though. Won't be
Call
no.
it Papa Joe.
Don't start.
Yeah, these. I just want.
The
I'm
nigga about to
gonna
get
say
you
this,
in
and
a two-piece.
Alethea about to get a laugh. Listen, y'all, are we doing a little overtime? Y'all willing to do a
Yes,
little overtime?
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right. So listen, I'm gonna make Alethea laugh about this. I have very good friends. I have people I went to college with. Alethea saw that when we were in the press room. People walk up to me, hug me. Be exact, the governor of Maryland, his wife and I went to college together. So she looked, I looked, we laughed, we screaming Turpin all over the place. So I'm gonna make you laugh about something. I have a college mate from Grambling State University. We have been from day one best of friends in college. She is a very beautiful Black woman. I will credit her for all that she is. We have been nothing more than friends. We take a picture. Hugged up at the concert. I come out of VIP. She was on like row 10, front row. She got hers. 2 lovely daughters. Think I know the baby daddies. You know, wonderful woman. Know her mom and dad. Her dad a Q. I ain't a Q, but her dad a Q. Great people. I hug her. We take a picture. She posts a picture, and all kind of folk in her inbox going, "Who that nigga?"
Oh God.
Hold on. I
Mm-mm.
can't take a picture with a friend.
Oh.
You know, so sadly, Elijah, and this is the crazy thing. And I had to realize this because somebody brought this up to me yesterday and it made me laugh. When you take pictures with certain folks, they ain't mad because you took the picture with them. They're mad at the happiness and joy on the person's face when they took the picture with you.
Oh,
Mhm.
baby,
Because that happiness and joy reflects their feelings either in that moment or their feelings for you. And that person says, why couldn't I put that smile on their face?
Listen, I am so happy.
Mic drop.
I'm so happy that I am married, and so is Joe. I'm so happy because Joe posted a picture of me and him. I'm so happy that we are both married because Lord, Joe put that.
Oh, I done got some
picture up,
inboxes on that one. I done
and
got
my
some
phone
inboxes
said,
on
ding,
that
ding,
one.
ding, 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 ding.
Oh no.
Now y'all know better than that.
Hey,
Now
and
y'all know better.
hey, watch this and pay attention to this, family. Me and Alethea go to, we going a little overtime. When you do a post, pay attention who starts liking your post and who don't like your post.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
See, it ceases to amaze me how, and then pay attention who likes certain posts. Because I paid attention to everybody who liked Alethea's post when Alethea was posting herself with the stars. But I paid close attention on who out of all these hearts and all these smiley faces didn't put no smiley faces or a heart down when me and Alethea posted our picture.
At
And made,
all. At all.
excuse
I
me,
gotta go
No.
see it. I ain't see it. Y'all
And
was
made
y'all
it
was
crystal-
glued up.
and made it crystal
Haters
clear.
gonna lie that.
Hold it.
Haters
It
gonna
made it
lie
crystal
that-
clear that y'all gonna be seeing this picture from this essence moving forward. Oh my God, some folks you
Wow.
could tell. But guess what? People don't want you to succeed. Like I told you, people want you to do good. They just don't want you to do better than
Better
them.
than them.
And Brother Pota, last time I saw you, brother, we were face to face.
Mm-hmm.
If I may, without going into it, sometimes you got to know who your people are when you somewhere away from home and all hell breaks loose. Then you got to start asking yourself, who's sticking with me? Who's sitting here with me going, you all right? You need
That's
something?
right.
What's going on? Because that will be the test. See, I don't mind folk being around me when everything's smiley, happy, the champagne is flowing, the stars are walking in, we all hugging and taking pictures. But I want to know who's with me when the first time all hell breaks loose and
Yes.
everybody says, I knew he wasn't about nothing. Are you gonna be the one to say, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but that's still my
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
That is what I want. That's what I have with
I'm
my
still
friends.
voting for Elijah to be the judge, though.
Man, listen, y'all
Hey.
better
all
get
of
y'all
us need to
asses
stop.
beat
I
up.
think all of us need to stop. All of
Danica,
us
I
need
ain't a
to
part
stop.
of this conversation.
All of us.
Because y'all not getting me caught
I'm
up.
joking. I'm
Hold
joking.
on,
I'm
hold
joking.
on,
Joe
hold
be
on,
voting for the
joking.
black
hold
guy
on,
tomorrow.
hold on, hold
It
on,
wasn't
hold
me.
on. Oh,
It
speaking
wasn't
of
me.
which, hold on. I'm glad y'all brought up tomorrow. Tomorrow, family. Tomorrow, family. Yes, we will be broadcasting live from on the road, headed to Chicago, if not in Chicago. I should be in Chicago around the time the show starts off tomorrow. We're gonna be in.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so,
Oh,
so
on the,
Elijah, if Joe got a black eye or a swollen lip, you know you done
Li-
started some
You,
stuff.
I'm
you
good.
did it.
I'm good. Elijah,
You did
Elijah,
it.
Hey, I'm
Elijah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Elijah,
That's-
Elijah. It ain't no smoke in this city. See, one thing Unc gonna tell you, Unc is the center of what's going on in Unc's world. See, I can give some lessons to y'all men on how to make sure that you completely communicate what it is and what it ain't. And that's
right.
the biggest problem with most of us black men. We don't share with y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly. We want to be, we don't want to tell y'all the whole truth, nothing but the truth. I don't want to tell you that I'm recovering alcoholic, hoaholic, a recovering bullshitter and all that. I don't want to tell you all that. I want you to make you feel like, oh man, I woke up like this. No, I didn't wake up like this.
Yeah.
I got to work every morning and get on my knees and pray to be like this. And still in the middle of me praying, there's a little black me in a black suit talking about, man, please burn and torch all them fools.
That's right.
I fight every day with a white suit me and a black suit me on each shoulder, talking noise to each other. One of them tell them burn it all, and the other one say, man, come on, keep blessing folks.
That's right. And
See,
you know
we
what,
don't
Joe?
tell you about that internal struggle where we say, man, please put me back out there on the market and see what I do.
You know what's crazy, Joe?
'cause listen,
I'm actually in the process of writing a book, and the title of my book is actually called "The Great War Between a Man and a Father."
Mm.
And it's actually about me and my struggle. Most people don't know this, but I was very active in my son's life, their whole entire life. I'm talking about before they even came out the womb. I went to every doctor appointment with my baby mother. I cut the umbilical cord. I was always there. But at one point in time, me and my baby mother split, and I raised my kids for a couple of years by myself.
Mm.
And the reason why the title of this book came is because at times I wanted to prove that I was a man still to the streets or to my homeboys or people I was hanging with. And at time I needed to prove that I was a father. So the war was always been, are you going to be a man today or are you going to be a father today? And they often crashed, they crashed a lot. So I'm in the process of writing that book. But to go back on something that we was talking about, and something that we said, when we was talking about what's trending, what we look into. The human being mind is more attracted to negative than positive. And I don't know if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, probably about a month and a half ago, or it was the number one trending topic of the little girl doing where the fans at, and
Miss
the
Shirley.
the baddies fighting, right? And man, some of these women, I'm just gonna be blunt. Some of these black women attack the hell out of me because I made a post. I say it's crazy how so many women know all the girls on the baddies, but they don't even know who their congresswoman or their congressman is. When I say they came at me, they came at me.
Message.
But it's the truth, and I don't mind you being entertained by anything negative, and like trust me, you don't, But there's some things you need to know, especially if there's someone who's controlling you, where you can't drive at, what you can eat, what you can open, what you can invest in, what grants you can get, like your congressman or your governor, your senator, they control that. So you should at least know all these people who your state representative is for your district, and then you can go be entertained by the baddies or Joel Love or whatever.
Joe Love.
Joe Love.
You know what's interesting?
But
I was
get
at
your
a
ducks in order, pretty much.
That's right. You know what's interesting? I was at a meeting recently, right? And there were a bunch of entrepreneurs there, and we're all, talking about different things and community stuff. And this one young lady, she's a cute, cute young girl, and she had on her little, look like little booty shorts, but a big old coat oversized that you could, still barely see the shorts underneath. So when she talks about her business, it's some sort of like a CNA business, but it's called Baddie something. And so I'm thinking to myself, because she's trying to get some of the young people to, become, I guess, CNAs or medical something, whatever. But it just hit me like, dang, her business is called the Baddie CNAs or whatever it's called. And so it's interesting because in one breath, okay, well, maybe she can get some of these girls who identify as being a baddie and then help give them a career to teach them something, But then on the other hand, I'm like, dang, we got to go that low to get people by calling it a baddie, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I
And
found
as
it
an
interesting.
and as an elderly person, do you really want a baddie CNA being the person giving you health care? Because
Or
Yeah.
your husband.
right.
Yeah.
Or your husband or your wife. Because guess what? These days and time, hey, no,
That's
Yeah,
right.
hey.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
it is 8 minutes past the hour. I want to do this on our way out. Of course, right now, we do need to send prayers, condolences, and keep in mind
Texas.
there are floods going on in the great state of Texas that have taken more than 120 people.
Mhm.
Brother Bowtie brought up about knowing people in politics and in legislation and understand how certain things in government operate. Why? Because there was a lot of cuts in the departments that could have gave some early warning to these folks that maybe this death toll wasn't so high. Elections have consequences. So the next time you're on here, kikiing about all the craziness that's going on, get yourself a little knowledge on what can make this world better, because the people you put in office can make a difference between you living or you dying. You don't believe it? Ask one of the individuals who is no longer here because of the Texas floods. Because had the funding not been cut from the
FEMA.
early warning system that could have warned them that this flash flood was about to happen, I ain't saying all the folks would have lived, but some of them may have survived. Something to think about. Our prayers go out to Texas. Our prayers go out as right now there are all type of storms brewing coming in the Gulf. There should be something formulating next week for folks who are on the Gulf Coast, which Alethea and I live in Louisiana. So understand right now there's a storm getting ready to hit the Jersey area. I heard from
Yes.
some tropical depression that formed on the other side of Florida.
Mhm.
Family, it could be you tomorrow. Don't
That's
be
right.
here kikiing in this podcast world. Jax can testify. We were on a podcast and a
Mhm.
whole earthquake hit during the podcast where Jax was at. We were
That's
on
right.
you can go back and see it on hashtag Truth Be
That's
Told.
right.
We were on a podcast and all of a sudden Jax said, "What's going on?"
The
And
walls were shaking. Yes.
and an earthquake hit New Jersey while we were
Mhm.
on a broadcast.
Yep.
Pay attention. Pay attention. This earth has a way of correcting itself. Forget
Sure
folk
enough.
in it. This
Self-healing.
earth has a way of correcting and healing itself when necessary. Just know that y'all worried about government and politics. I'm worried about a higher power that controls all this. Because if he wants to
Amen.
eradicate everybody, he'll send what he needs to send to get rid of
Sure
who he
enough.
needs to get rid of when he needs to get rid of them. I'm
That's
just
right. And
saying.
it's happening all around the world. Even Jamaica was an earthquake just now.
Mm,
You know, so it's stuff going on everywhere, all around the world. So we got to get our spirits right. We got to get it
So
right.
11 minutes after, we're going to start closing out. Elijah, I'm going to start with Elijah. I'm going to go to Mr. Bowtie. I'm going to hit Alethea, then I'm going to hit Jax. So Elijah, tell them about the podcast. Tell them what you got coming up. Elijah, you are on deck. Give me some closing words.
Yes, so we got some things coming up. Again, we got that episode that's going to drop pretty soon. So stay tuned on that one on our YouTube channel. It's called The Fitz Take. You can get it on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon, any listening audio or visual platform. We are on there. I can't wait for that episode to drop again. Like you said, we just got finished somewhat recording some of it, but it's gonna drop very, very soon. I can't wait for that. But again, it's just I'm thankful to get past the sports block to hear what the rest of the
Yes.
topics was. That was pretty cool. So that's all I really got to say. Happy Thursday, and then Thursday, Friday Eve. Can't wait for Friday.
That part, brother Bowtie. Tell them about how to get your products, your services. From the bow ties to the cigars. And once again, we'll be broadcasting live from Chi-Town tomorrow. At least I will be. Everybody else will be where they at. But listen, talk to me, brother. Give me some closing words, Scholar. Let's get up out of here.
Got you. What it is, what it ain't, and what we gonna do about it. Let's talk about it. Let's do something about it. I'm Brother Bowtie. You guys can follow me on social media. Everything Bowtie Untied or Antonio Cope, my real government name. If you want to support my business, go to www.brothersbowties.com or www.brothersbowtiescigars.com. Thank you guys for listening and appreciate y'all support.
That part. Sister Alethea, Miss CEO of Pimpin' Positivity. Come on, sis. Come through.
Listen, you are allowed to take a break from trying to save everybody. You are enough, even when you're not fixing, pleasing. It is okay not to have it all together. You're human. You're not a machine. Self-care is the best care. So take care of yourself today. Be great in their face. And as always, have a good day on purpose. Yeah, wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Sister Jax, come on,
She is
sis.
so
Come
cute. Oh my God,
through.
y'all, I love her. So today I'm gonna break it down with a simple scripture, y'all. Ecclesiasticus 6. And it's all about kind of what we talked about. So if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. Again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee, and will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemies, and take heed of thy friends. So if nobody told you they love you today, y'all already know Sister Jax loves you. Be safe, be blessed, love the life you live the life you love, and may your reality surpass your dreams. Peace out. Until next time, y'all.
That's what I'm talking about. On the behalf of Sister Alethea, Brother Elijah, Sister Jax, Brother Bowtie, yours truly, Joe Dupree. This is hashtag Truth Be Told /JD Live, your early morning get up, wake up, and it's time to wake up. On our way out the door on this 10th day of July, better known as Turn Up Thursday, turn down for what? Always remember, be better today than you were yesterday. And do something today to bless somebody somewhere, somehow, that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way that they can pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. We'll be broadcasting live with the Road Show tomorrow from Chicago, Chi-Town. Until then, it is Friday Junior. Tomorrow is Freedom and Fun Friday. On the behalf of hashtag Truth Be Told JD Live, we were out of here. Have a blessed day. Hey.